Hey everyone, so this is my I think it's the fifth time me wanting to do this. I've upgraded the software. I got this quadcopter about a week ago. It's shipped with a version of software that I'll put on the screen now. It was working really well. I had a bit of toilet bowl here and there, but I think that was mostly calibration now that I've used it for a while. But the main thing that I was wanting to change was the fact that the best I could do, and it was at this location that I got the best distance, was 300 meters. So we're going to test that today. We're going to test the return to home, circle fly. I've got to hurry because apparently it's going to rain. A distance test on the H501SS. I got 11 GPSs on the quad. Starting the video now. There we go, recording fine. Immediately I notice the drone is way more stable than before. Far more stable. So that's already a good thing. Getting a nice shot of the drone. Okay. You're going to be getting some footage from the drone itself now. Let's get some altitude. Cool, that's 40 meters. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to step up to the road now and we're going to follow the road. I didn't do my usual return to home test, so hopefully that's fine. I didn't see any toilet bowl. A good line of sight, gaining some altitude. 150 meters there. 70 meters in the air, 200 meters out. Full throttle now. Got 11 GPS on the quad, 4 on the controller. So once I got 6 GPSs on the controller, the return to home function should work coming straight to me, to my controller. We're 300 meters, okay, so we easily have made it over my usual record of 300. My FPV is crackling now. Just trying to get a bit of FPV signal. We're at 400 meters. Oh, we lost it now. Let me just gain some altitude. I'm at 100 meters up and exactly 500 meters now in distance. Let's try be cheeky. Looks like it wants to come home. No, I'm 505 meters out. And that's it. I'm going to switch. It's gone into return to home anyway, and it's turned around facing me. I've only got 4 GPSs on the controller, so it's coming back to the home point just behind me. Let's try this. There we go, that should work. Get rid of the reflection somehow. That's unfortunately the best I can do. Where are we? 260 meters now. It's racing back. What I'm going to do is try and yaw. There we go. I can yaw while I'm returning to home. That's super cool. Wow, cool in the sense that a nerd like me quite digs that. So now, looking back to where we were, power lines. Yeah. Bit twitchy. I've only got 5 GPS on the controller, but it seems to have come to me, which is interesting. Unless the home point accuracy is just way off. Yeah, it's coming to land on the road. I also can't, I'm going to check and put that on the screen, but I can't remember the distance for circle fly, how far it needs to be. I think it's below 60 meters, which is where I am now. I'm going to switch return to home off. My memory card filled up, so I really am learning how to use this thing. It literally wants to land on top of me, which is weird. You know what, I'm just going to just land it. So still learning, but circle fly worked perfectly. Follow me worked perfectly. Return to home came to my quad as soon as I had enough GPSs on it. I got a really long flight time, so that's also good. Stock battery, stock charger, everything's stock on this thing at the moment. But otherwise, everything's good. Video's finalized, photos are in. Let's see how this video turns out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Cool, so pros and cons of the new software. I couldn't see any cons. To be honest, that wasn't my first time testing the software. I kept not finalizing the video, so like this is like my 5th try. So what I did see on one of the other attempts was my battery was running low. I did a return to home. It was landing. My controller was on 5 GPSs, and while it was landing at the home point, my controller changed to 6 GPSs, and the quad started lifting to move to where I was, and I was like maybe like 10 meters away. So that's a con, because if your battery's really low, I think it would have managed on the battery life I had. But if your battery's super low, like if you're on like 6.7 volts, like right on the edge, your quad could potentially fall out the sky. But as maybe then the fail-safe will come in, I don't know. But that is a bit of a software issue. It should just land like once it's at a certain level. So Hubsan, if you're listening, once it reaches a certain level towards the ground, it shouldn't pick up on GPS on the controller and now move. Like, that's just silly. But that's the only con. Today was an amazing flight. Firstly, like just the surroundings where I live, that Montague Pass is amazing. Not the most ideal place to launch, and even so, the quad handled it. There was a little electric fence around the little house that I was next to, and I'm pretty near power lines, and it's much less twitchy than before. Takeoff, you could see I did a little like walk around the quad, way more stable than it was out of the factory. So all of that is great. I mean, I did do a calibration on updating it, but just a point of interest, when I did one of the other 4 videos, when it did that lift off to move to, like when it was landing and wanted to move to the location of my controller, when it did that, I panicked and I shut the motors off, and it was busy lifting. So while I was trying to figure it out, because I'm still a new flyer, while I was trying to figure that out, it dropped, and it got a bit of a knock. And after a little knock like that, you probably should recalibrate, and I haven't recalibrated, and today the flight was wonderful. There was no toilet bowl effect. I've been struggling a little bit with toilet bowl effect, so that's all been sorted out. Picked up on GPSs very well, took off, flew very well. I'm still losing control here and there, but I mean, I got to 500 meters without too much hassle. It did feel like it was geo-fenced again at 500 meters, but it might just be where I am in the world. Maybe I need to go further out into the sticks. I mean, even though it looked like I was out in the forest, I'm pretty near town, quite close to power lines, so I'll do another test one day, maybe with the stock and give it a go. Circle Fly was fantastic. Like, I loved Circle Fly. I didn't like it when it first came out. I watched some guys who updated it to the software when it was still new, and it was very jittery, very jerky. Mine twitched a little bit here and there, but overall it was super smooth. So like almost like at the expense of pointing at you, it would rather just keep a smooth curvature around you. So that was really nice, like a really nice Circle Fly, and I'm keen to see the video how stable it is. And I think with a little bit of software stabilization, it's going to be super smooth. And yeah, sorry about the video dying. I have a whole lot of unfinalized videos on the memory stick which I haven't deleted, so that was silly of me. But hopefully those images I took worked. And then follow me, work like a charm. I got really good battery life, probably the best battery life just like the best longest flight I've had. I was really pushing the limits, and it just kept going. So I don't know if that's a software thing or just a me thing, temperature thing, I don't know. It was quite chilly today, so the coldness should actually adversely affect the battery life. So all in all, like a really good flight. Landed properly. I tried to do a catch landing, but I think I'm still too new to do that. I think I've mentioned this, but return to home for me has been pretty dodgy. Like, out of the factory, with the firmware, return to home, I had to test like all the time, because every now and again it would just freak out. And now, like today, I forgot to do a return to home test heading out. I always like fly out at 10 meters and switch on return to home and see what it does. And yeah, I feel a lot more confident with the quad. So in the description and below in the video, I'll be putting the firmware that was on the quad and what is now. So it's a H501SS, and it's the slightly newer software that it's shipped with, but not the latest software, May 2017 release. So that's what I'm using. It seems like it's a really good release. It's got all the cool little features. It's got the new return to home. Oh, and also about return to home is I could do a yaw. Once I got a little bit more closer to myself, I could yaw around, like I could pivot around and see my surroundings while I was returning to home, which is a nice feature, which you get in bigger, fancier quads. So yeah, once again, like price difference, seeing the DJI Spark coming out, like I'm just so happy with this little $210 quadcopter. So cool. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please check out my other videos. There's all sorts of other things I vlog on a regular basis, so please check it out.
In your heart.